All right, we're going to open this meeting of the Unionville Historic District and Properties Commission this day on May 7th, 2026 at 7 o'clock-ish. So first we're going to review and approve the December 4th, 2025 meeting minutes. That was our last official meeting. So can I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any additions or corrections?
Hi, everyone. Bill Becker here. I thought I said there's a typographical error in one of the paragraphs, like something was said twice. Members should, where is it? Members, there was that members
Yeah.
begin coordinating. And second paragraph.
Yeah, thank you.
Good read. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
All right, so thank you for that. Any other corrections or additions? All right, hearing none, can I get approval by indicating aye?
Aye. Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? No. Okay, minutes approved. Let me just start the rest of the meeting by welcoming Bill Beckert, our new town liaison.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, good. Glad to have you, Bill.
Thank you.
Anybody? The rest of us are oldsters, so
Yeah.
we don't have to reintroduce anybody else. And while we're on that subject, I believe that we're going to be getting a new member. Do we have a new member coming?
No.
No, are we good?
Not that I've heard of. We've
That's
got
good.
two
All right.
alternate openings.
Okay, all right. We may be getting a new alternate then. Okay. That was the rumor mill, sorry. Okay.
I didn't see anything on the town council agenda,
Okay,
but that doesn't mean there's nothing happening.
I can report that I know that the council is looking for, there's a lot of empty appointments, not just here, but and quite a few town boards, and we're working diligently to come up with filling all those spots. So I will make sure that I bring this to our town chair's attention at our meeting on Tuesday night, that we are looking to make sure our membership is filled out.
great. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. All right, let's move on to the business of the Oral Histories program. We have not met since we established the program and set up our website. Has anybody done an oral history yet or has gone on the website? Did you try going on the website to make sure it was set up? You all been too busy?
I went to it.
Oh, thank you.
I looked.
Thank you.
It exists.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, what did you think of the site itself?
I like it. It's nice. I want to get more involved with it. Oh.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a very interesting, simple site, and I believe it was, designed by a college student. So it's a very useful kind of thing. So I think that's a project that will be a back burner project for us. I think we have some other items in the upcoming year that we want to pay attention to. Does that sound right to everybody?
Yeah, at this point. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just getting up to speed. I look forward. I mean, maybe sometime we can get together offline, Robert, and we can talk a little bit about some of the priorities for the district that you've been working on before I joined, and
Yes.
so I can get up to speed. Let's maybe meet for coffee or tea or something like that, and just catch
That
up.
would be great, Bill.
Okay, good. We'll put that. I'll
Let's
shoot
do
an
that.
email to staff and we'll put something on the calendar. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. We're actually at a point where our list of priorities, we've accomplished what we wanted to, and now we're at a place where I believe we're about to start again on things, but we need to discuss what the priorities of the commission should be in the upcoming year, and then we'll take action to reach those priorities. So I guess I would like to talk to the commission at this point and ask what sort of priorities you think are necessary for us. I'll just throw out one that I'm focused on, and that is the recruitment of new property owners, which we've done a lot of good work with. I was going over the material this afternoon, but it's been a number of years since we brought in a new property, and we have a protocol for doing it. We have some great models of what we've done in the past. So I'd like to submit that as a priority for the commission.
Can I
Anybody else
ask,
have any ideas?
how is that done?
Yeah, so we start by making a list, and we actually have an existing list of all the properties we're interested in. There are many more properties we're interested in than are in the district. Make a list, establish who we'd like to communicate with, and we put together a letter and a package of information about the district and what it means to put your property in the district. So that is work in itself right there. We have routinely done educational sessions in the spring or fall for people to attend either online or in person. They've been pretty popular. We haven't done one in a couple of years. That's a way for us to connect with the community and talk about what the district is all about, what it is and what it isn't. So that's another item that I think we might think about as well. And then after the letter, we try to make personal contact with people. So most of us have connections in some way with the people we're communicating with. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So it's a pretty simple process. It's worked for us. We're up to 43 properties, I think.
So,
Yeah, somewhere in that range. So anyway,
Great.
and I suppose there are new things we could do as well. If somebody has any ideas, we'd sort of send one or two commission members off to kind of work together on a plan and give them all the material we have, and then they'll come back to us and recommend a process through which we could get out there and recruit.
and then on the technical side of that, when someone wants to join the district, they fill out an application. Staff and commission members create a report of the history of the home, and then that gets submitted to the commission for review. It also goes to the town council and the state historic preservation office to approve and adopt the changes, and they get added into the district.
Where does the information on the home history come from? Local archives or the homeowner?
Everywhere.
Yeah,
It comes-
anywhere,
yeah,
anything
everywhere
we
and
can get.
anywhere. Yeah,
Cool.
we're pretty good researchers. It's I mean, I know Barbara would love to do this work, and that's a great way to learn about, particularly in our town, we have very well organized archives. And it's an absolute delight once you go through a session with the town clerk where you learn where things are, how you access them, appropriate procedures. It's a real joy to go in and just lose yourself for several hours in the town records. So there are those things. There are usually some other things kind of scattered about in the local cultural agencies. And we put things together.
And sometimes Google. You find the
Sometimes
history.
Google,
No,
that's
you do. You
right.
find a lot of history of the individuals and perhaps the companies they had. There's a ton of history out there.
Yeah.
There sure is. There sure
Easier
is.
now than it used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, that is for sure. Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, so that's
Thank you.
and I've got to say that's time consuming. Those of us who've been around for a while, it's a simple process, but it takes time and care and connection. And so but does anybody have any other thoughts for priorities for the commission this upcoming year? Or things we should pay attention to, perhaps, for meetings?
I guess what I would say coming in, since this is only my second meeting, if we're getting a new member, if there's another alternate position, maybe we can share some ongoing history of the commission itself so that new members can have a little bit of a retention of that, right? So that there's just a little historical understanding of the progress that, has been made, what needs to be, because there's so much knowledge that you hold, passing that on to the new people is going to be the tough part. So if we kind of try to include maybe just a little bit of that every meeting, maybe it'll just naturally start happening. I don't know. And maybe I'll ask less questions if it's
Oh, that's great. That's great. We don't have a formal procedure for incorporating new members onto the commission and also transmitting the information that, excuse me, would be very useful to them. We just kind of fallen away from that. But yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
almost like
Thank
an
you.
orientation or,
Yeah.
brain drain from your
Yeah,
experts.
the good idea. Good idea.
Is the circuit rider program still happening, or is that gone by the wayside at this point?
For the training.
Yeah.
So this was last fall. I worked so hard to find training. It used to be that the state, I don't know what the state department was called.
State Historic Preservation.
Yes. Used to do trainings a couple times a year, and local historic district commission members could go for these trainings. They were excellent, and they don't do them anymore. It appears that preservation, what is it called? It's a nonprofit. Connecticut's a nonprofit which works on preservation. Occasionally they'll do something, but it's as if you have to wait until they've scheduled it on their calendar. So it may be we just need to.
Okay.
I hate to say it, but pound on the historic commission, state historic commission, and just say we need training, and it could be us and Farmington and the surrounding towns if you want. But we really do need training. It makes a difference. So I think that would be a great priority. All right. All right. Well, that's a good list of priorities right there. That'll keep us busy. Do you think of anything else? Anybody have any other thoughts?
Are we meant to be soliciting people for the oral histories program, or has that already been launched and people are using their own personal contacts for that?
We had left it that we had a short list of people who we wanted to interview, partly because of what we knew their kind of knowledge content was, but also because they were older. And I don't have that list with me right here, but I can send that all out to you. And some of you knew some of these folks. I mean, Matt, your dad was on the list, and we had some others. So I can send you, when I get home, I'll send you the list, the short list. But in addition to that, if you know people you think would be valuable to interview, absolutely. And it might actually be easier to do your first interview with someone you know really well, just as a practice run.
I would be happy to help with that. Yeah, so if you've got people that need to be interviewed, let me know. I'll check the list and thanks.
I have a name that you might be interested in. Lives off of River Road. Hal Johansson.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, he lives on what was West Meath Road, but it went all the way through.
Yeah. Well, that's a great suggestion.
Hal Johansson is a neighbor. He lives down the street from me. I've known him since I moved in. He's fixed my chainsaw, my lawnmower.
Oh,
I met him.
valuable person.
Yeah, right. But he's been there forever. He and his wife, June, I think her name is June. They've been there forever.
So in terms of contacting him, Bill, you might be able to just sort of do an introduction so he knows. Sometimes, nobody really knows about the historic district in Unionville, and we could appear a little scary.
Yeah, no, I can reach out to Hal and let him know that, that I've nominated him.
Yeah, good. Oh, good. Okay, very good.
Oh, and then, I'll include, you guys on the email or whatever, and then you guys can go about setting up how you
Awesome.
want to do it.
Awesome.
Other folks over there too. Um, yeah, there's quite a few families over here that live off of River Road that have been here for a while. I have to think it through a little bit.
Yeah, this is the later farming area in Farmington, and a lot of those families are still around, which is interesting.
They are. I met a woman while knocking on doors on Brightwood last fall who's been here 60 years. I forgot her name. I have it written down somewhere.
That's okay. You remember her. That's the
I
important
remember
thing.
her. She's wonderful.
No, nice.
Um,
All
did
right,
we
so
want to try to put together another walk?
Oh, okay. For the
What's
fall,
that? What's that?
I don't, the Penny Park area, I don't
Oh,
know.
So these are walking tours that we do,
Yeah.
Bill.
okay.
Yeah, sure. Is that, Barbara, you're our kind of historian in-house.
I don't know about that, but.
Well, yeah, you are.
Do we know
Well,
what the museum?
let me look around and see how many homes there are in that area. I mean, they seem to be quite a bit when you walk there, but
Yeah.
let's see what I can find.
Barbara, I think one of the brochures that we did, I think, was focused on Penny Park as well.
Yes.
And in some of our study reports, the early ones, when we brought in some of the houses around Penny Park, we've got some good material about it. So I could send those to you.
I can pull them.
Okay. Yeah. Make out a list.
Yeah.
Since the weather is beginning to be better, I don't know, I was out today, I thought I was going to get blown over by a 30-degree wind, but.
I know. It's been a long winter, that's for sure. Yeah, so find out.
Okay,
I can connect with the Unionville Museum and find out what their fall.
More because I think
The
we got a lot of
museum?
success when we did the
combo.
the combo Lovely Street walking tour.
Yeah.
With everything, that seemed to work out really well.
Yeah, it's a great way to draw people in. Got it. All right.
Yeah, working with them is very good for bringing people in because they've got their own mailing list and then they highlight things.
Yeah.
And, they do a lot of publicity.
Yeah. Okay. We'll focus on that for the fall.
Okay.
Is that one member kind of doing the tour because they're knowledgeable, or what's the participation for the commission for that?
Barbara puts together, I'm just saying Barbara because you've
what
done
it sounded like, but
yeah.
Well,
So
it just worked out that way. That
yeah.
Oh, it's fine with us.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Barbara.
So she puts together a written tour, and in the order that you go, she carefully considers timing and the effect on the feet. And it's very rich. So we usually have, I don't know, sometimes we've had 3 or 4 commission members as tour guides, and we'll do one right after the other.
Right.
And it's usually an afternoon, like a 1
But
to 4.
as far as the research, I mean, there's usually plenty to go around if we haven't had people who really wanted to do it. But if you want to do it,
Yeah, I like that stuff.
Yeah, the more
Okay.
ideas on where to get information, the better.
Okay.
They did. That was last year's. I think, and I'm jumping, we were going to mention it afterwards, but I thought Ann had said when we were talking about the church thing that the museum was doing something related to that, with like worship houses in town or something along those lines.
Oh.
That would coincide with the anniversary for the
maybe, or
youth center.
Yeah, they were doing something which
She mentioned it in the conversation. I can't remember the details, but because they're involved in.
Yes. Yeah.
that's good to know. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So-
easy to do Penny Park emphasizing the churches down there, you know,
Right.
past and present.
I don't know that everybody else has the background on what we're,
Yeah.
So this year marks the 100th anniversary of the Rubblestone Church on School Street, which was built by by Memorial United Methodist, which is now up on West Avon Road, adjacent to Smith Farm. The church reached out to the town, and I've been helping. I kind of as a liaison, but they've asked it about applying for the National Register for that particular building, and they're looking to replace the sign on the front of it, and basically celebrate the 100th anniversary with a service on a Sunday in November. But Ann Fitzgerald has been involved from the church side and kind of organizing that piece. She also interfaces with the museum. I think she's on the board of the museum too. And so there's some organization around that. And I do recall from a conversation something related to the museum and possibly worship houses in Unionville.
Yeah, or I didn't remember if it was that in depth or they were just using it as part of the.
I think it's part of a larger exhibit.
We can check with that, and that'll be November,
November 22nd, if I'm remembering correctly.
right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
But the church is not very large, so there's.
right. The service itself is on November 22nd. Yeah.
Well, that would
That's
be.
not operating as a church. They're gonna do isn't that where the youth, do I have the wrong building?
No,
No, you're right, you're right.
The town now owns it. It's not really utilized that much. But the town has been coordinating with the church to hold the memorial service there
Okay,
in November. There's some background work that needs to be done first.
Right.
To bring some of it up to code a little bit for safety purposes, and testing fire code and everything like that.
Yeah.
That we'll take care of over the summer
Oh, great.
before the service in the fall.
Good.
And there'll probably be a certificate of appropriateness application for new signs on the building, to kind of show that it was the United Methodist Church founded in 1926. I don't remember if we're updating the address sign or not.
It's just the number, just the street number,
Yeah.
but holding on the front, the monument sign.
Yeah, the road sign will get removed, for now, since it's not fully utilized by the town. We have the state plaque, because it is on the state register, so that'll get mounted, and then Matt is working on the National Register application as well. So we're hoping that if that gets approved, we'll get the plaque for that, and we can have the national and the state plaque on the building, mounted to the building.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for taking that on. Good. Good. That's exciting.
yes.
All right. All right, Barbara and researchers, the worship houses. I think it sounds like it's, we can be very flexible and work with,
Oh, yeah.
the
Absolutely.
Unionville Museum in terms of, doing these tours at almost any time as a way to, kind of support what they're doing and what's going on at the Cobblestone Church. Oh, great. All right.
Put it in here.
I've got it, I could re-forward it out.
Really, I thought I did. How many minutes? Don't see it. Hoping I had the pictures, but I can have them for the June meeting.
All right, training.
Sorry. Throw those in there for the June meeting.
That's great.
I do have some information on St. Mary's. I was at a funeral, this was a while ago, and I spoke to, was one of the lay people. and asked which window was an original window that was moved, all the round windows were original windows and moved
From where? I
from
didn't know.
the church across the street.
No, that was a different church, a different,
No, is it across from St. Mary's?
you mean
The old
across?
church. I don't recall if they
That's
moved
the
any
same-
of the stained glass,
Oh.
if they may have moved some of the stained
Stained
glass
glass
from the old
windows,
church
yeah.
over to the new church.
But it wasn't, well, oh, you mean they would have just acquired it? Because it wasn't
No,
the same
no, they were,
denomination, I
they
didn't
said that
think.
they were
So,
all moved from the church across the street.
oh, I'm sorry, I'm stuck in the Congregational Church.
Yeah.
Sorry.
no.
Yes,
Oh, no,
yes,
yeah,
yeah,
St. Mary's.
Yeah, I think
The church was across the street where the lawn is
that's
now.
right, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yes, it was. And I believe that's correct. They moved over some, I don't know if they were able to save all of it, but I know they tried to bring as much of the stained glass
That
over.
one, yes,
Right.
absolutely.
We can probably reach out. St. Mary's probably has a historic
Yeah, they
Oh, they'll
probably
have all
part
did.
of information, if that's
Yeah.
what the
They'll have all
focus
of
is.
that.
You
Yeah,
have a number of churches there.
yep, yep. Yeah,
That-
you can't leave it out.
No, and that would be a pretty
An
easy walking
easy walk.
tour.
Yeah.
You can cut through,
It's beautiful
Table
inside.
Yeah.
It looks very modern from the outside, but inside,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really a beautiful
Yes, it is.
you've got the
Wide.
museum,
I mean, for prayer.
Congregational Church,
Yeah,
the original church over here.
The Episcopal Church, yeah.
yeah, they're
So you
all in
have
the
the St.
same
Mary's and then-
area.
You're all in that area.
The village.
Yeah, is there anybody who'd like to work with Barbara on that research?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
So you two, you can connect, you have each other's emails off the,
Wonderful.
the email that Garrett
So-
sends out. That would be just great.
The Unionville Museum is doing a display on the churches, right?
Mhm.
We're not, so we have to clarify that.
Mm.
But
Okay.
either way,
Check.
because we have done a walking tour of Penny Park before,
Right.
but if we do a walking tour with that spin, it could still include some of the houses around Penny Park, or we could just focus
Sure.
on
Right.
the worship houses. And I'll send you the write-up that we submitted to the state for the Rubblestone Church. Because
Okay.
there's some chronology there where prior to that church, there was a church that was down South Main Street a little bit more, I think. Or it might have been on Farmington Avenue. I have to look at the details again. But there was a church that existed in Unionville Center previous to the Rubblestone Church being built.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
They outgrew that church, and prior to that, they were based out of Burlington.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's great.
And there was a time in there too that they met on the second floor in the original Sanford Tryon building.
Oh, I love it.
Not the one not the brick building that stands there today, the one that stood there before that.
Yes, yeah. Oh, fun.
Oh,
Yeah, in terms of, I can't remember what the occasion was, but I tried to put together a summary of the history of the Congregational Church. I had a lot of trouble finding information, so I'm wondering if going to I'm sure the church has an archives. Going to the church archives is the way to go. I was really surprised. I could find the names of the ministers. I was mostly interested in whether or not the church supported the abolition of slavery. I never did find the answer to that either. So I think there's a lot more work with the history of that particular church than at least I realized. So
Okay.
have fun
Yeah.
with it.
cool.
That's
A
great.
challenge.
Yeah, a challenge, yeah.
A little mystery. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hey, we gotta get excited about the little stuff here, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
I heard this was an awesome committee to be on, so I'm starting to find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
Get your walking shoes on and your camera out, Bill. Yeah,
All right.
it is.
So
It
so
is
far,
fascinating. It's fascinating to me, when you start walking down Main Street and you see all of the churches right there, kind of in the center. And of course, the Episcopal Church was across the street. And I guess in my mind, I kind of picture a Sunday morning at the turn of the century where everyone, rich and poor, were all walking down in the same area.
yes,
The
yes.
church.
You're talking about the century we were all born in, right?
I'm sorry, what? Yeah, right, right. Well, let's say the turn of,
I've
let's
been here for
turn of the
25 years.
1900s. Turn of the 1900s, yeah.
That's
Right.
fun. All right, so far what I'm hearing is that, just by the level of your enthusiasm, is that the education segment and the training are the two super priorities. Training and passing on information to new members are the two super priorities for this commission. The others, recruitment of new property owners, we'll get to that at some point. And the oral history is just an ongoing kind of background project for us. So that's great. That's great. Good job, team.
Has there been any
great.
thought to reach out to the high school about the oral histories project? Again, this is my first meeting. Has there been any
Yeah.
thought about reaching out to the high school to get the students involved in trying to track down some people and maybe taking the interviews?
Or even their family members.
Yeah, or even their family members. I just know
We talked a little bit, Bill, I talked with Eric a little bit about some intersection with Padea as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it doesn't yet, although it could be like a custom capstone. But Eric and I talked after we sat through the initial meeting about the oral history, the tool that we were looking at. Eric and I talked a little bit about that as a possibility, incorporating it into the Padea project. They're doing a little bit of revamping on that now, as it is.
Right. Just
Padea means
get you something. Sorry.
The Padea project is a history-related project that runs for eighth graders that has long roots in Farmington, and it's expanded. A lot of the original topics had to do with Farmington history, and it's now expanded to incorporate Connecticut history and even events and things that have happened around the world. But we're always looking for ways to connect the students, because a lot of the students in Farmington don't necessarily have a long family history in Farmington. So it's also been a way to connect them to the history of their town.
nice.
It's been around
It
for
may be.
40 years at least.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and Matt's right. When it first started, the demographics in our schools Farmington was still very, homogeneous, third, fourth generation type families, and that's changed over the last 2 decades. So yeah.
It may be that we could work with, when we get to kind of reprioritizing the oral history program, we may be able to work with the Farmington room at the public library, because it was really through Jerusha Neely, the Farmington room librarian, we discovered this program, and we were sort of working in concert together.
Right.
So I think there's an opportunity there. I think she's interested. She has more familiarity with this program than we do. So that's, I think, an opportunity. And actually, the original oral history project here in Farmington, which started many years ago under Hope Emery, I think it was Hope Emery, was worked out of the library. It was kind of the library was its headquarters. So it's appropriate, perhaps, to work with the public library on the oral history project. And I think it's a matter of simply making the time to sit down with Jerusha and talk about that and how we could, frankly, recruit volunteers. So You know what, I owe her a phone call, so let me give her a call and just tell her we're still alive and still, we just haven't started this out with a bang. So let me talk with her and see what she has to say. So there's an opportunity there. All right. Well, that's great, guys. We've got good work cut out for us. Anything else about priorities? No, good. I think what we've done is terrific. So I will just say that two things. One is I've had conversations with John and Dana Vibert, who live at 126 Main Street in Unionville, and they are interested now in putting their house in the historic district. So I'm going to meet with them and bring them the proper forms, bring them some material, and talk it over with them. And so that could be done either as part of a larger recruitment effort or not. We could do them separately and send out a modest letter to a few property owners and see if we could grab a second or maybe a third. So
Right.
let me report back to you. Hopefully they haven't changed their mind since I talked to them earlier.
And my ignorance shows again. I'm assuming there's a place on this our town website that would give you the requirements to apply for anyone interested. Okay, I will find that. Thank you.
Yeah. And I'll bring them printed copies. It's basically a one-page form that says, frankly, we're interested. Yeah.
Theoretically, anyone can join, because even,
Yeah.
I think there's a house in the Farmington Historic District that's more modern.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
called
Okay.
contributing structures,
Yeah.
but they're part of the district.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So consider
so
that,
it's an easy
everybody.
sell.
I think it's an easy sell, but some people need
Right,
a little
all
bit
right.
more
It
convincing.
sounds easy.
Yeah. You know, these Connecticut
Everyone's
Yankees.
doing it.
Yeah, everyone's doing it. Well, 43 people have done it. Anyway, but once that gets going, there's historic resources surveys that were done of 200 buildings in Farmington and Unionville in the early 1980s. And those are actually online. The library has them online. Great resources. There is not one of those for this particular house. So we're going to have to go to the land records
Of course.
and do the whole thing. So whoever works on that, that's a great opportunity to go into the town clerk's office, make an appointment, and get an orientation to how to use the facility. So I'll report at the next meeting.
Yeah. And Christine, if you want to do that, I would very much like to go through it again.
I'll do it. Yeah, let me know when we can both go, and sure, that sounds good.
So I'll
Right.
get in touch. Are you free during the days?
Yes.
Are you? Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, and anybody else is welcome to come as well. And Matt just reminded me, it's in a new location. It's in the old high school.
The old high school, the new vault.
Oh,
Yeah, the new
that's
vault.
right.
New
That's
vault in
right.
the old high school. So it's worth it for all of us to take a look at.
The council
That's right.
chamber is still the council chamber, though,
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah,
That remains unchanged.
For the foreseeable future.
for the foreseeable future. That's right. And I'm just going to go ahead before we get. Does anybody have anything else to bring in front of the commission?
Yeah.
A point of business or concern or questions for Garrett? We always pepper him with questions. I have a question for Garrett, or at least so the Asa Hawley house at pretty much the end of Plainville Avenue, or on Route 6 at 796, that has been purchased from the people who put it into the district, and whoever owns it now is doing significant work on the building, on the interior, which is not something we have purview over. and they've scraped the paint on the exterior, so it's going to be painted. But I just wanted to make sure that that they understand that the building's in the district and there are guidelines. How do we do that?
Well, usually with the building permits, I can certainly send them a letter just in case you're not aware.
Yeah.
I know I think I might have a roof permit with them that I'm just waiting on information to send you.
Okay.
But obviously that's the roof contractor, that's not the homeowner.
Yeah.
But usually through that process, we can get contact information for the homeowner.
Okay.
It depends on the contractor. Some of them put in the contact information for the homeowner when they're applying. Some don't. It really
Okay.
depends. It's not a requirement.
Yeah.
Just handy to have sometimes. I can certainly reach out and even send them a report and say, here's the history of the house.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, actually. And can you send them a copy of the guidelines?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the guidelines are like our contract people in the district, so that'd be awesome. Thank you, Garrett.
Yeah, I know they had to replace an oil tank or something out front. They had to do a lot of work before they sold it too.
Yeah.
I remember dealing with the oil tank permit for replacing it because it was in the yard.
They know exactly where.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes, but
Okay.
I had to emphasize the importance of erosion control because everything would sheet flow right behind Shannon's house.
Oh man, what you guys have to deal with.
Yes.
That's great. So I wanted to ask too, because I've actually never seen it. So somebody is interested in buying a house. That house is in our historic district. How do they find out that the house is in the historic district? It's supposed to be on the land records, but I've actually never seen that on a building.
It doesn't get filed. It does get filed in the records, and then when you look up the property, it's supposed to be indexed so that when you search for the property in the records, it'll show up.
Oh,
Does
okay.
it show up in the chain of title, or does it show up in the tax file?
It just shows
Like
up
in the
as
assessor's
when you look
file.
up the property. It's not the chain of title because there's no
Right.
transfer.
Right.
So normally when you're just tracing the previous owners, like we normally would, you're just going, look at the most recent, and it'll reference another volume and page, and you go back and back and back and back
Okay.
until you have to go by
All right,
name
so
because it's not
right, I
referenced
understand.
by volume and page.
Right.
It's a
So
separate
they hadn't started. So it does show up. It's on our maps. So it should be listed on the real estate listings. Sometimes the realtors don't know or something like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes houses get sold so quickly. Even it could be it's on the market and then it's sold 2 days later. We don't even have time to flag down the realtor and say, hey, just add in the historic district property.
Yeah.
I mean, we have gotten calls when people have looked at properties and they say it's in the historic district. What does that mean? Like, we'll explain that the whole process. And it's the outside. You can do whatever you want on the inside as long as it's zoning compliant, what you're doing on the inside. And that it's just a separate review to review the materials that you're using on the outside. No color, no landscaping. The whole spiel that we all know.
And then the guidelines are on the website.
Yeah, the guidelines are on the website.
And you refer them to that.
Yeah. But usually, as long as they're following proper procedure and applying for a permit, then we flag it. So in our permitting system, all the historic district properties have a flag for it's in Unionville or Farmington, and automatically as a historic district step approval for myself or Shannon.
But when they first buy the home, if they're not making changes to it, they might not know.
Right.
Like there might be a possibility that. Okay. So we don't send them a letter when a historic home changes hands. Okay.
Yeah, there's no way to keep track, and then it's the same thing. So we've got a ridgeline protection zone.
Yeah.
So all the houses along the top of the Trap Rock Ridge are limited in clearing and what they can do. But it's impossible to keep track.
Yeah.
It's a little easier now because we've got a way to check what properties have sold on our mapping system. It's an extra feature we have now. But that's only once a year.
Yeah.
That it gets updated. It
yeah.
gets updated for the grand list every year
Oh,
in
wow.
October.
Yeah.
So,
Do we have a list of all the properties in the district on the website? I can't remember.
Yes.
I don't know if it's on the website. We have it somewhere.
I don't remember if it's on there either.
But I think
just
it's in
wonder
a
if that's a-
couple of different places. It's not just one list.
Maybe it's a good idea. I don't know.
Here we go.
Oh, so you can check if your own home is on the list if you just moved to town.
Card list of properties within. It's there.
Yeah.
Good, it's there. Okay, good,
Awesome.
excellent, excellent. Okay. An easy way to
Is
check.
that the
And then
whole
if you
list?
click-
And it's all, okay, then I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
and
All
it's the
right.
year, and then these links link to the library website for the historic
Yeah.
resource inventory that Lisa had mentioned.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
I'll
that's
probably
great.
need to get updated.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, so
oh, yeah. I wonder if
The new
that-
site. Yeah.
From
Yeah,
there's
their new
a-
site,
There's a
that's right.
history page. I know I
yeah,
have
if you
it.
just search Farmington Library Historic Homes,
Yeah,
you've got Farmington and Unionville. So you click Unionville, and they're all by street. So we'll just pick Charles House because it's the
Yeah.
easy one.
yeah.
Um,
They're great sources of information.
yeah, they're about
Wow.
Yeah,
they're usually about 2 pages.
yeah.
If it's an old house or there was a lot of history with it, I've seen 10, 12,
Mhm.
15 pages. There's a house on Mountain Spring that there's even news clippings from like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
As part of that, so there's a lot of history.
yeah.
But you could see, they only did 100 homes per town, but because we had Farmington and Unionville,
Yeah.
they did both, so we got 200 instead of the 100.
Yeah.
So it's
Nice.
not every house, every historic house, but it is a lot. Makes it a lot easier.
Sure does.
Wow.
So those links, then we have to change them ourselves
I
on the
can
list.
do it, yeah, I can do
You
it,
sure?
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
the Stone Church,
yeah.
23 School
Ah.
Street. Obviously, the pictures are black and white, so there's,
They could use a little detail there.
Yeah, the pictures are not always, you have to, and then of
They're
course,
Pretty compelling to read.
yeah, they're quite interesting.
the catalog at Unionville Museum has a lot of pictures, a ton of pictures. And
They also have a printed set of these
Yes.
historic
Oh, yeah.
resource surveys, and there's one at the library too. Yeah, anyway,
Cool.
yeah, good. All right. Those are all my questions and comments. Does anybody have any more questions for Garrett, or? No? All right, well, as a final note in this meeting, I just want to welcome, we have 3 high school students from Farmington observing. So can you tell us your names and what you're doing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
For our assignment in a class called Government and Law, it's an assignment where we have to come in and attend one of the meetings at the town hall, take notes and like reflect on it.
Good. Do you have any questions?
I don't know.
No? No? Did it all make sense?
Yeah.
Good, that's good to hear. Thank you. Good, well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Good. All right, well then, barring no more questions, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move that
Thank
we
you. A
adjourn.
second. Thank you. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? No? Great. See you next month.
Thank you.